Well, breaking-ish fucking news. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is stepping down from his re-election campaign. There are tons of mainstream media that are claiming that it's due to the allegations of fraud, which is actually really dangerous rhetoric considering the fact that he himself has been doing what he can to deal with the fraud in Minnesota, and considering the fact that fraud goes all the way up to the top, as in our sitting president. So Walz says that he's stepping down because he can't actually run in this campaign and also defend Minnesotans against criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who prey on our differences. But what I also found interesting is that he said that he reflected on this decision during the holidays with his family. One thing I know is that those conversations actually dealt with the increased threats of violence against his family due to MAGA believing Trump's rhetoric.
I have gotten some really scary emails, DMs, comments, just stuff on the internet. It's at a point where what is being said on the internet potentially has, real life consequences that, could potentially harm me or my family.
And we all know that DJT loves to rile up his violent base. A base that Steve Bannon was like, let's woo the incels and the white supremacists, and that should be our base. And then he had DJT cater to them with anti-immigrant and anti-black and brown rhetoric, and constantly talking about how we needed to do something about immigrants and black and brown people. And then MAGA went real life, resulting in 2019 being the deadliest year of mass unalivings. The following year, the pandemic, increased hate toward Asian people. And that first term was just the beginning. That MAGA violence continued into Biden's term, but it wouldn't matter if Kermit the Frog was fucking president, it would have continued. And then we come to DJT's second term, an increase in political violence. And a man whose own friends describe him as right-wing, unalived Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark Hortman and their dog. He also attempted to do the same to another legislator, his wife, and their child. And then 2 days ago, DJT reposted a video on Truth Social with a conspiracy theory that Tim Walz actually hired that guy. And the Hortman's children, whose parents were just unalived, have to see the sitting president lying about their parents. Like, my God, if I was a fucking Republican, I would be so fucking appalled. But yeah, Walz has been in DJT's crosshairs. His daughter is getting threats. Quite literally, the Minnesota GOP is calling people like Nick Shirley to come and do investigations. We all know by now that the Minnesota GOP set up that whole Nick Shirley investigation, which is going to increase violence. So I don't fucking blame Walz for stepping down and prioritizing his family. Because to quote Walz, MAGA, y'all are fucking weird.